Hey everybody, it's Jerry from the Military Collectibles Shop, and I just got back from a packed-filled couple of weekends. Wasn't able to do any military shows, but was able to hit a bunch of flea markets and estate sales, or they might be called tag sales where you're at. But I got a bunch of, we always do, got a bunch of varied stuff that I wanted to share with you. Some cool stuff, some interesting stuff, some stuff that you're going to go, why did you buy that? Again, maybe I don't even know. So this is part of this series is stuff that we get that doesn't actually walk into the shop. Well, we do get a bunch of stuff that comes into the shop that people have to sell or that people send us. This is stuff that we actually go out and seek. So, you know, it takes a little more work. Got to get up a little early, you know, at the crack of dawn. Actually, you usually got to be there by the crack of dawn. When dawn cracks, it's time to go. So, you know, it's a little more effort, but we managed to find some interesting things along the way. So I'll stop talking and start showing, because that's why you're here. Okay, I just got these yesterday. Kind of neat. It's actually a couple uniforms, and there's actually a pair of them. Let me... I was not prepared for class. How unusual. Sister Charles going, yeah. All right, so a couple of officers' uniforms. Medical officer, probably from the 1950s, kind of Korean era, and they've got the U.S. Army in Europe patch on them. But a nice set named to a captain, you know, and just some nice clean matching officers' uniforms with the insignia. You know, a lot of times people strip off the insignia, so it's not in a pair of the pinks to go with the chocolates and pinks. Got a OG 107, just because it was there and I can't stop. Now I got a guy. So I'm building a small green pile of OG 107s for him. This is a Navy poncho. These are always nice. These actually sell decently because, you know, a lot of times they were used in you know, in Normandy, and this one happens to be a size large, which is always nice, especially if you're reenactoring and it starts to rain. So that's cool. Oh, and another uniform. Speaking of uniforms, this I got at a different place. But this one's kind of significant in its insignificance. It's a nice uniform, actually named the guy. Clean early uniform with the belt ramps on the back. It's got all his ribbon bars, kind of the wolf brown plastic covered ribbon bars, which is nice to find. But this unit spent the entire war in Hawaii. So, a rough job if you can get it, I guess. Of course, after that first little December morning, maybe Hawaii wasn't such a, you know, theoretically safe place to be. But they were there the whole time, so that was good for them. Picked up a couple knives. This one is an M3 style. It's interesting because it's got the maker, or part of the nomenclature, struck out. So I'm wondering if this was a PX piece. Yeah, they took out US M3, but it's still marked case. A little rough, but what I thought was interesting is both the knife and the sheath have the guy's service number on them, the alphanumeric laundry mark. So that's kind of neat. I'm going to try to see if I can do some research and see if I can find the guy. So it could have been a private purchase knife that wasn't issued, or it could have been something that was surplus after World War II, maybe ended up with it in Korea. I don't know. So we'll do a little bit more research and find out. Also got a newer knife. Normally I'm not a big newer knife guy. But this one it's a Gerber. It just felt really good in my hand. I do have a neat collection of somewhat newer knives that were actually used in some of the Desert Wars. So this one didn't have any history with it. I suppose it could have been used, you know, but usually the ones that have come back from Afghanistan and Iraq, a little more worse for the wear. But a nice knife. You know, like I said, it just felt really good in my hand. I like the thick blade on it too. So, all right, a couple knives. Oh, and then in the knife realm, take off the price tag. Got a scabbard for the Gerber. Yeah, this is actually the Gerber. A lot of times you think of the Wasp wasted fighting knife. So, you know, not necessarily an easy scabbard to find. I don't have a need for it at this particular moment. But if I ever see a loose scabbard, I always try to scoop them up because you never know when you're going to need that scabbard. So, nice to find in the wild. Got an ammo belt. You know, just a typical, you know, World War II. No great shakes, but you know, honestly, we sell a lot of these. You know, and people are always looking. You know, the price was right. We know what we can get for them. We know we have to pay for them. So a decent belt. You know, not too minty that it's going to break the bank for some kid who's looking to outfit his kit. So that's always nice. Oh, I got a rifle grenade, World War II practice one. Boonk. But always nice to find. Got a box from some military buttons, button polishing kit. Gotta keep your buttons shiny. Keep your powder dry and your buttons shiny. Some foot powder. Again, a lot of collectors and reenactors like to put this little kind of personal stuff in with their kits in the displays. You know, it actually makes for a nice display. Got some Marine Corps, like Vietnam era EGAs for the collars. A lot of times those are missing, so whenever I find them, I try to get them. These are neat. Probably World War II. Some little home front V for victory little things. They're actually not pins. They're designed to like hang on a pocket or something. I'm sure it's actually made out of wire. But I thought they were neat on the card, so I couldn't say no. I'm a sucker for that patriotic stuff. Found this. I thought it was a next of kin dog tag because of all the information on it. Normally next of kin dog tags have the additional address of their next of kin. But upon closer inspection, I realized this is actually from a prison inmate here in Wisconsin. So never seen that before. Probably done in the 1950s when, you know, all these dog tag machines were surplused out to various places. But kind of neat. So I might have to hit up the guy who bought. Some of you might remember that Wisconsin prison uniform that I had gotten. Not my own, but I bought it at a flea market. So I might have to hit up the guy who got that. I also picked up a little lighter, and this is from the U.S. Army Service Clubs. This one's from the Riviera Service Club, possibly on the Riviera. Okay, this was a neat group. I was first drawn to the painted 77th Division World War I helmet. Nice Statue of Liberty insignia on there. Still decent enough liner, missing the chin strap as they frequently are. But the guy said, "Oh, that other stuff goes with that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I saw a bag of stuff. I'm like, I asked him what he wanted for it. The price was reasonable. So I'm like, I'll take that. So then looking at it later, I got the rest of the chin strap. Not that it really helps because that cow is long dead. But, you know, there was a bunch of other stuff in here. Namely, his 77th uniform patch. That matches the helmet. his dog tags, and a whole pile of collar discs from the various units that he had actually served with. So that was pretty cool. I was excited about that. And then, as if that wasn't enough, it also came with a World War I German canteen. So again, not the best of shape, but find me another one, you know? These suckers are rare. At least around here. Maybe in Germany they're still falling out of the trees, but not here. So I was excited about that. That made my whole show. I was ready to go home right then and there. Not going to get any better. Picked up a flag. This one's actually technically not military, but as some of you know, I'm working on the second book in my series of home front flags of World War I and World War II. This one actually dates more to the 1950s, but I couldn't resist just because of the sheer size and flagness of it. I know, wait for it. There we go. Alright, so the United Fund flag. So I'm thinking this was actually like an award flag, you know, for meeting a quota. This was kind of like the beginnings. They used to call it community chest, and then sort of the United Fund. I think they still exist as United Way. So what they do is they raise money for a bunch of different charities rather than having the charities have to raise money for themselves. So at least that's my understanding. I don't know. I'll have to read my book when I'm done with it. Okay. Oh, I got another pricing gun because we're always losing the one here in the store. I know, right? Hard to believe. Got a Korean War era hat. Always nice. Got a weird West German one. Not really sure, you know, which particular organization this one was from. Overseas hat. Kind of an unusual look. Got a canteen cup. 44 dated canteen cup. Vietnam dated canteen. I got another set of collar discs. World War I U.S. collar discs. As if that first pile wasn't enough, this is just a decent little pair to a medical guy. But again, you gotta, when you find parts, you gotta get them, especially in our business, because you're not gonna come across them when you need them. This is kind of cool, just a U.S. belt with the Marine Corps EGA on it. You know, private purchase, PX kind of thing, but just nice looking. We got a bunch of Marines who come in here. Got some more of those hats. None of them fit. More flags. I like flags. This is Canadian. Again, a big hey there to my Canadian brethren up in Canada. Always appreciate hearing from you, Robert. This one, you know, honestly, I thought this one was Hawaii, but now I don't think it is. I think it's something else. So, whatever it is, these are just nice cloth-made, you know, flags, probably from the 60s or 70s. You know, you just, in this day of nylon flags, you know, it's just always nice to get a flag that has some substance to it. I like using flags for various displays. It's a World War I canteen and a World War II cover. Almost looks like it was spray painted. Sometimes the 82nd did camouflage some of their gear. Not saying it is, but you know. Got a front helmet plate for a German spiked helmet. A little worse for the wear, but you know, is what it is. Got some kind of Russian hat. The guy actually thought this was Japanese. I had to show him the hammer and sickle markings. But neat hat, you know, whatever it is. We get a lot of Russian reenactors in the shop. I got a flight helmet bag. These always do well. Guys like these because they work great for keeping flight helmets in. Nice padded bag. Speaking of flight and Canadians, I got a Canadian wood model of whatever plane this is. I don't know, but it's cool. It's big. Didn't have a base, but I've got a couple extra bases from planes that have since crashed on me. So always nice. We actually sell a bunch of these kind of model planes. Guys like these. Oh, some more stuff over here. Forgot about this stuff. I got a bag of bandages. Again, for that personal kit, we have a little medical section here in the shop, so guys like that. I got a Japanese bayonet. You know, just decent. It needs a little bit of cleaning up, but is what it is. Running out of horizontal space. Does anybody have any horizontal space they can send us? Got a couple US shovels, the entrenching tools, the E tools, or as I like to call them, the latrine kit. Again, you know, it's one of those things we just sell a lot of. So that's good. They make good tire buddies too. You know, you keep one in your car, especially here in Wisconsin. You know, for the winters. You know, or for the crazies in the summers. And then I picked up. This is fresh today. I got a World War II war bond poster. You know, kind of a famous one. One of the things you always want to look for in the war bond posters, because there are a lot of reproductions out there now. With a lot of the large format printers, it's not that hard for people to print reproduction war bond posters, especially since a lot of the libraries had scanned in a lot of their originals, so you can actually find these giant images online and then they print them. So, but one of the things you want to look for are the old fold lines, and sometimes some of the fakers you got to watch, because sometimes on the scans they'll actually scan the fold lines so that they'll actually appear, but they'll be printed. So, but it's one of those things. So, but the the war bond poster is always good. Any of the recruiting posters, always nice to find. Also got a set of German World War II. I believe these are like, I mean, there's some kind of binocular spotting thing. 10 by 80s. So pretty neat. Nice optics, very bright. They've got the little German lenses in there, so you can kind of like going to the optometrist. This one or this one. But just nice. I'm not sure if these are like for flak or if they were mounted on a vehicle of some kind. And then last but not least, now these, full disclosure, these actually came from a friend of mine who had gotten these in a veteran group of stuff, but I was really excited to get these because I didn't think I'd ever get a set of these. Got a set of German SS, got a German General's collar tab, and a set of the German like full colonel, or actually like Obercolonel. I think their rank structure was a little different than ours, but this is like the one leaf under a general, but it's the one leaf over a colonel. So if you think of the first one as being a lieutenant colonel, this would be a full bird colonel. This was actually like Fegelin's rank, So, Fegerlin, wo ist Fegerlin? If you haven't watched Downfall in a while, excellent movie. But just a very nice set of bullion SS collar tabs, very, very ridiculously rare. And again, tickled to get these. They're going in my collection, so sorry. But this is why we do this. This is why I sell piles of OD shirts, so I can afford to buy this stuff when it comes up. Because otherwise, it's hard to collect on a teacher's salary. But I hope you've enjoyed this little on-the-road trip with me. More stuff than I actually thought. Now I gotta find space for it. But hopefully some of the stuff that we'll be selling will be coming to the website soon. As always, we appreciate your comments. We love hearing from you, the emails. Get a hold of us. We love talking to you. We love learning about other collectors, learning what you collect, learning what kind of things you're after. We love trading and working with other collectors. So drop us a line. We're always happy to have more people buy our stuff. All right, that sounds very self-serving, doesn't it? But we love hearing from you. The military stuff for us is more than just transactional. We really care about our customers. We like knowing who you are. We like knowing what you're into. We like sharing stuff with you. Collecting by yourself isn't any fun. I know several people who, they don't share their stuff, and it's a shame because they've got all this knowledge and all this, years and years and years of knowledge and collecting experience that is just going to evaporate into the ether. So collecting is something that I believe happens in the community. So I'm happy that you're a part of ours. All right, I got to go put this stuff away before Mark sees it and he's like, "What did you buy?" So, all right, until next time, when it'll be Mark and Jerry again. I'm just Jerry at the Military Collectibles Shop. So thanks for joining me on the road. We'll see you soon. So, all right, it's time when it'll be Mark Collectibles Shop. So thanks for joining. All right. Collectibles Shop. So